Thank you for all of the wonderful comments on the last video. We are still progressing in the kitchen, and I should have a good update for you next week, but I want to squeeze in a video about Thanksgiving because that is coming up very soon. Now, a lot of you know I lost my mom 3 years ago, and she was a Thanksgiving queen. She was always the one hosting and very organized about it, and I just remember all the smells and the sounds in the kitchen early in the morning. And so now that she has passed, a lot of that responsibility is falling on me, and I'm gonna start small. I haven't done a lot in the last couple of years, I think from grief, some of it. And so this is gonna be my year where I feel like I'm stepping into my mother's shoes. I'm just gonna start small with a few people. Yeah, it's kind of like it's a milestone for me where I'm stepping out of some grief. I just find grief is like that. So it's a process, right? So I just wanted to share with you a recipe that she wrote, kind of bright, but it is her crescent rolls. And she's pretty much famous for these rolls. They were my grandmother's and then hers, and it's just a staple with our classic Thanksgiving dinner. I know you guys have things like that too. And when she died, I couldn't find the recipe in her handwriting or anywhere. And I tore up my parents' house, not really, but I looked everywhere I could to try to find the crescent roll recipe and was crying because I felt like I couldn't even ask her where it was, and it was such a God thing because my aunt had the recipe that my mom had mailed to her a long time ago. She had it in a cookbook and she sent it to me. So this is extra special. I'm actually gonna frame it for when the kitchen is all done. And then the other thing I'm going to use to help me is this darling little booklet. It's not a cookbook, but it's a cookbooklet. It's by JSH. It's one of my favorite companies to buy from. She's on Instagram. I'll have to link her account for you, but her stuff's just gorgeous. And just for any type of table linens or food presentation or packaging, this is a wonderful company, JSH Essentials. And so she took her recipes, some of her favorite recipes, and I mean, it's just a beautiful little booklet. I think this was $10, but she has the whole menu in here. And I just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna do exactly what Jenny Shobik is her name. I'm gonna do exactly what Jenny has in her booklet, and just, that will be good for me as sort of a beginner with hosting Thanksgiving. So I'm excited about that. I actually added these little booklets to the fall decor boxes. So if you missed out on the fall boxes, I also have Christmas boxes, and those are being pre-sold right now and will ship on November 10th. So I'll put a link in the description for those too. Okay, so I thought it would be fun to just look over what I have collected. Some of it's new, some of it's old, some of it's made. Okay, let's see what we have to work with. I'm going to set up in this room, and then we can add on a second table if we need to. Right now I only have 6 coming, but we could extend that to like 15 if we want. So let's see, here's some things I'm interested in. So this is a gold pheasant. I got this at Hobby Lobby a few years ago, and I'm sure it was hardly anything, but I love it. I'm like, where can we put our pheasant? I have 2 little reams of wheat. Not reams, I don't know what I'm talking about. 2 of these. These are always gorgeous, just laying down or putting them in a pitcher or something. Another bird. It's just plastic. I believe I got this at Michael's, and I'm guessing it's supposed to look like an old chocolate mold. I think that's kind of cool. It's easier to use because it's not that long piece like the pheasant. And then I've got these, actually I pulled from the Christmas section at Hobby Lobby, but I actually kind of like using them for Thanksgiving along with these leaves. I actually think they would work for Christmas and winter as well. So these could get some serious shelf life. I made these for Christmas. Must have been a couple years ago. They're ornaments. This is made with muffin liners, and these are made just with cardstock. They were Kind of hard to make, but I love how they turned out. I think they're called honeycomb ornaments. And so I made them. It was part of my handmade holidays series that I did a couple years ago. Anyway, I'm gonna fix that brown one, and I had them hanging individually over the window seat for Christmas, because I did sort of a neutral Christmas in here a couple years ago, but I actually think they would look even better over a Thanksgiving table. So I thought about grouping them like this and hanging them over the center of the table. One of the things that is very important when you are hosting is that you guard your sleep schedule, and a good mattress is going to help you with that. Birch Living is a sponsor of today's video. They specialize in organic, natural mattresses, which I didn't even know was a thing until I learned about Birch mattresses. These are fiberglass-free and polyurethane-free mattresses, so no harmful off-gassing. These natural materials support breathability. They come in different sizes. They even have kids mattresses you can get. Birch makes their mattresses with organic wool and cotton and natural latex. One of my favorite things about getting a Birch mattress is that it arrives at your door. It's super simple. But as you can see, we had it arrive in a box, not a large box, but a heavy box. And then when you open up the packaging, it just inflates itself and becomes a full-size mattress in a couple of hours. And they also give their 100-day sleep trial. You have 100 days to try out the mattress and decide if it is for you. They even have services where they can remove your old mattress and help set up the new ones. So that can really help people at different stages in life. Birch offers 3 different types of mattresses. They have the natural mattress, the luxe natural mattress, and the elite natural mattress. If you buy a kid's mattress, they're designed in a way that you can flip them over and get a lot more longevity out of them. Shipping is free in the US, so if you're wanting to create a cleaner home and a less toxic lifestyle, look into sleeping on a natural mattress. Use the QR code here, or you can click on the link in my description. That'll get you 27% off while they have their Black Friday sale going on this month. Then I, of course, have some beautiful pieces of transferware. This, I always love telling the story of this. So I bought this at Brimfield, which, by the way, we're going to Brimfield in May. I'm taking a group of women there. If you want to come to the retreat and go to Brimfield with me, I'll put the link in the description. But I bought this at Brimfield, and what happened was the Queen of England had died. That moment, it spread like wildfire, of course, across the whole world. And so I was shopping Brimfield when that happened, and everybody started talking and going, "Oh, the Queen has died, the Queen has died." And so we all started buying to remember that moment. And this was the piece that I bought to remember the Queen of England. And so it was a splurge, but it's worth it to me because it's connected to that. This is also a beautiful platter, and I thrifted this. It's quite the find. Always be looking for beautiful turkey platters when you're out and about. Now these I may or may not use, but I just wanted to put these out there as an idea, because I think they are a really good idea. They're beeswax candles. They're authentic beeswax candles. I got these on Amazon. It's one of my favorite smells in the world. I used to be a beekeeper. And anyway, the color is perfect. It's perfect for Thanksgiving. So if you want just even one special thing to add into your normal routine for Thanksgiving, I would suggest getting some beeswax candles. Now, I picked up these. They're technically placemats. I thought they were chargers. They weren't very expensive. They were $7 each, and they're plastic, so you can easily scrub these down. You can clean them. So these are at World Market, really good price. I have brown transferware and I have white ironstone dishes, so I can layer those. But I did want to throw out another idea, which I haven't shared anywhere else, but there's a company called My Mind's Eye, and I'll link it for you. But they have really, really cute paper plates. So I have little pine cone ones. I got these cute plaid ones. And what I might do is just layer these in. I mean, they're kind of casual. Maybe this would just be for dessert or something, but it is an option for those of you that would like it. And then I got the napkins, the plaid napkins that go with them. So cute. So for my centerpiece, I have an amber glass collection that I think I may put out. One of the DIYs in the fall decor kits was an amber glass, you make your own amber glass bottle. And then my kids, I don't know if my kids like these, but I'm getting a little bit of pushback on these, but I got some bamboo silverware. I feel like it looks really good with the placemats. So, not too much, but some special pieces. So I thought we could set up our Thanksgiving table together. All right, I've hung those little hanging ornaments that I made for Christmas a while back. I actually remember that I have that whole series available. I'm gonna link it for you. It was called Handmade Holidays, and we made, I think, 24 or 25 handmade Christmas ornaments and gifts and things. I think you still might love it, even though I'm not doing it live this year. So this is number one. Decorate up above with something. Maybe it's oak leaves in the chandelier that hang over the table, then you add in some turkey feathers. Now the second thing that I would tell you to do is do something interesting for your tablecloth. I mean, there are a lot of beautiful tablecloths out there, but don't overlook drapes, quilts, blankets, wool blankets that you have, things that you've never thought of them before like that. Think about incorporating those into your Thanksgiving table. So I have this white quilt that I thrifted. I made this burlap cream tasseled runner with our fall decor boxes. I'm actually I'm gonna hang it this way, go in the opposite direction that you normally would do a runner. I have used plaid throw blankets. Scarves are really nice. You bunch them up and then use them like a runner. All of that works great. Now the third thing that you can do for your table is to put a lot of thought into your centerpiece. I feel like doing something sort of unexpected is really fun. So you don't have to do pumpkins, you don't have to do flowers. I'm gonna give you 3 more ideas that are pretty unique. Instead of just using a glass vase, see what you have that looks like this, sort of an urn shape. I always am drawn to these when I'm out antiquing. And you could add in turkey feathers instead of flowers. That can go in the center. And then I'm just gonna add in some amber glass bottles. I'm always collecting these. I know how to make them now. And so just scatter them around. Just a little bit more interesting than a bouquet of flowers. Next, I'm going to use a cloche. This is a very large one. I found this when I was thrifting last time. I shared it with you. Such a great find. Now this probably is gonna have to be removed once everyone has all the food on the table because it does take up a lot of space. But a cloche would be fun. And I'm just gonna style my little, I think it's chocolate mold, we'll call it a chocolate mold. My turkey chocolate mold and these little floral sprigs that I got at Hobby Lobby. Again, to give you another idea besides flowers, grab a little bunch of wheat. I added a brown satin ribbon, and instead of just putting it in a vase, I love a good pitcher. So grab a pitcher or an urn, and that will, I feel like, bring a little bit more interest to a standard centerpiece. And then I'm going to bring in my pheasant. So any type of figurine. I always feel like an interesting animal just added into a tablescape is always fun. It's kind of a conversation piece. Okay, number 4 is going to be to layer, layer, layer when it comes to your actual place settings. I mean, I would go at least 3, maybe 4 layers of different dishes, chargers, these placemats, and we're also going to have more than 1 napkin even. I think that's a great way to layer. So let's get going on that. The last thing that I'm gonna add to this that's sort of different and interesting maybe is I'm going to do the side chairs with my slipcover Parsons chairs, and then the end chairs are going to be different. I could use my leather recliners or I could use my wicker chairs off my porch. That's a little designer trick for you, is to do the two end chairs different. Or at the very least, have your chairs not the same style as your table. Anytime you're adding contrast like that, it really will level up that space.